Huckleberry James, first one in. Welcome. Kind of an odd time for me to be going live, but I tell you, I have never seen such a rainy pattern as we have been in the past month. So, I've been just trying to scrap a lot of the stuff that I have. First of all, let me do my intro, otherwise it won't get done. No, I hadn't planned on doing a live today, but I don't know what tomorrow is going to bring. So first and foremost, welcome to the channel. Welcome scrappers, scrapettes, planet lovers, recyclers, and everybody else. So we've been working on these blade servers. I ordered a lot of them, and my power screwdriver has a dead battery, so I have to use the tools today. Sorry, guys. But there's actually quite a bit of value in these. You've seen me do a few of these, but I've got 5 or 6 left to do, and I thought maybe I would go ahead and post some more video of these, because there was quite a bit in them. I'm going to reiterate my opinion about things that are pre-1990, pre-2000, being much better for gold recovery. In my last live, I did an IBM blade server. That thing was amazing. I've actually just placed an order for another 40 of those. There was a lot of RAM in them. The heat sinks turned out to be copper. It'll be number 2 copper. This is going to be number 1, but I've got to knock the bolts out. And there's nothing in between here. I pulled some of the fins off. Oh, come on. Okay. These are going as bare bright. I've got to just knock these off, and I just had to take a hammer and pop them out. They'll come right out, and wipe it down. These they gave me bare bright for, because there was no aluminum in between. Otherwise they'd have to go as number 2. So those are worth cleaning up for sure. Most of the heat sinks I've been getting have been going as number 2. If they're copper aluminum heat sinks, you're going to get like 10 cents a pound. So like this, if I sold it just like it is, would be a copper aluminum heat sink, I'd get 10 to 20 cents a pound. I'm going to take the time. I'm going to knock these fins off of here, and then I'll get a nice piece of number 2 copper out of that. It won't be bare bright because there's an aluminum paste on it. And I may get a video up tomorrow knocking apart some heat sinks. I don't know. I did manage to sneak out and get the grass cut. Hello, Sean. I see a few people who came in and I missed it, and I apologize. Welcome to all of you who are new to the channel. Please don't forget to like the video. And if you like what we're doing here, I'd love to have you subscribe. Welcome user ending in 6623. Hello, Bert. So, I am a computer scrapper. I've been lately calling myself a computer destruction technician. I take broken computers or decommissioned units, and I buy them to recycle them. These units do not work. I also, as of late, have been getting a lot of stuff up into my eBay store, which is CT Band Instruments. And I do have an e-scrap department. Welcome, welcome, Steve, welcome. And I've been putting a lot of stuff up for sale in my eBay store. So I've got to clean the thermal paste off. These, you just take a hammer, you put a punch on it, and 10 whacks with the hammer, and these pop right out. Clean it off, you got a nice piece of bare bright copper. As I said, we did take those apart at the scrapyard. And it took me a while to get them to come around, but yeah. This is a backplane board, and it was right here. This is full of gold pins right here. Let's see if I can show you this. If you can see the gold in this backplane board. I'll show it to you again when I pull the board, but right here, those are really beautiful gold pins. These units are really great for gold recovery. Again, these are just old Dell server blades. You know, they were decommissioned, they don't work. This backplane board though, and I've shown you some of these before, I know I have, but I really don't have a lot of new stuff to scrap because I went by the pallet. I bought a whole bunch of stuff. Hello Kenneth, welcome aboard. So, you know, I'll scrap these out this afternoon and go through some of them with you. This is, I think, the last of the Dells that I have. The ones I have coming in next week are IBMs. Those were unbelievable. Those boards, I have them for sale in my eBay store. But the IBM boards are unbelievable. They weigh a pound a piece. There's a ton of gold recovery. And, you know, so I made some available for you guys if you're interested in such a thing. Hello, Chilts the Savage. So, you want to make sure you get this off. I done missed a screw. I will repost this, guys, on my YouTube channel. If I go over an hour, TikTok doesn't let you repost your live, and I don't always pay attention to the time. I have to, because at the 1 hour mark there's a verification thing. So here's a backplane board. Even though this is a small backplane board, it's something gold, plugs into something gold. In this case, it would have been the hard drives, which were right here. So I'm going to pull this just to show you. That. And when you take it off, you still wind up with flashing under it like that. So this I'll sell I'll take the plastic off. I'll sell that as a backplane board to an online buyer. There's good gold pins here, but yeah, I don't want to leave these behind. That's just too good to leave. And actually, they, whoops, come off fairly easily. I've got these up for sale by the pound too. Lately, I've been doing a lot more micro scrapping. I never used to do this much micro scrapping, but it's getting harder and harder to find e-scrap. And so I've been trying to make some stuff available. I've been talking to a refiner about possibly sending my boards there. He wants 3,000 pounds to start. Honestly, he doesn't really seem that interested in me. And that's okay. I have plenty of places to sell boards. I'm not really worried about it. I wish I had someplace closer. I wind up sending mine all the way to Cleveland, and I'm in Stratford. Patrick, greetings. How are you, my friend? So, these are really good gold pins. Backplane boards are really good for gold pins, especially in these blade servers. So yeah, we pulled these off. And Patrick, you've lit up the roses in the gift gallery. Thank you, my friend. Patrick was one of my first subscribers and also one of my first people to give me a shout out when I started this. He's a good guy to watch for micro scrapping, guys. Really knows his stuff. Gets more money out of household stuff than I've ever seen anybody do. He does well. That's Patrick Williams. You can check out his videos. So, yeah. So, you know, I sell these by the pound. I think, you know, for something that's that easy to get to, somebody who's doing gold refining is going to like this. So I sold those off by the pound now. I used to leave them on the backplane boards. This is another backplane board. It's from the same kind of machine. And when you see this, you want to go after the gold pins. Thank you, William. Thank you, everybody who's been sending me gifts and everything else. And I appreciate that. It's certainly not necessary, but I certainly appreciate it. And look at the gold recovery. The older the unit, the better the gold recovery, guys. I've got so much gold around here, I'm going to have leprechauns. Leprechaun bait. Ay, ay, ay. So again, you know, for 30 seconds worth of work, I've got myself a nice handful of high-quality gold pins. I can go over there in the jug with its friends, and I'll sell that as a backplane board. You can tell, let me find one that's clean. I'll show you when I pull the board how you can tell if there's gold pins underneath. See this flashing? It's on the back too. If you see flashing like this, you've got gold pins on the other side. So gold flashing, gold pins on the other side, definitely something you'll want to go after. I haven't figured out what this is yet. These are really good gold pins. It's a backplane board of some type, but it's super heavy and it's got this copper bit on it. And I'm not really sure what it is. First one of those I've seen. I gotta Google lens it, I think. I do not, Mad Max, I do not smelt. I hope I do not smell either. Ha ha ha. I'm not a smelter. That's that, my friend, is for somebody who really knows what they're doing. That to me is out of my comfort zone. I'm kind of that middle person. Hey, Custom Computers, how you been? Custom Computers has been with me for a long time too. We have a lot of mutual affinity in the Connecticut area. It was pizza month last month, so we were having a discussion about who's got the best pizza. Yeah, so in answer to your question, Max, no, I do not extract gold. My neighborhood is very densely populated. Number one, I don't think it would be safe to release the toxic vapors into the air. Plus, it requires a really good knowledge of chemistry. Hang on, Alexandra, I'll get you an answer to that in a second. He wants to know what do I do with it if I don't smelt it. I sell it, basically, I sell it to people who do. Max, it took me a long time to get you know, to a market where I find people who does. eBay is really great. You can sell a lot of this stuff on eBay. And quite a few of my friends here on TikTok have been buying some of my e-scrap. I also have I have a couple of board buyers. I sell the RAM by the pound. This is nice chunky server RAM, by the way. Got quite a bit of RAM out of these. We did well. Yeah, finding the person to take as is. You're right, Mad Max. It is difficult to find people. I think if you subscribe to other people's channels and as you just watch different videos, maybe tap in something like hashtag gold refining. See what people are into. And different videos, maybe tap in something like hashtag gold refining. See what people are into. And my phone, we must have had another data breach because my phone has not stopped ringing today with unknown callers and spam. And there was a really bad data breach a couple of weeks ago at the local hospital. And when you start getting a lot of calls like that, the red light goes up. I've got Norton, I've got LifeLock, and I'm really careful. I went and changed all my passwords. And I generally don't even answer the phone unless I know who it is. You know, it just seems to be my personal line that's having the problem. I almost wonder if when I was searching for contractors to help me fix my flood damage, I clicked on something and all that. Wow. So this is also considered a backplane board. Look at the gold pins here. Look at that. So I'll get these off and then I'll sell this as a high-grade peripheral board. Got lots of chips. You've got visible gold. So take this off. I'll save the pins and I'll sell the board as a peripheral high-grade board. Definitely worth it. Oh, you don't have to leave me be, Mad Max. I enjoy the company. Hi, Sledgehammer. Thanks for chiming in with an answer there. I appreciate that. I don't always see the questions go by, guys. If you have a question, don't hesitate to leave me a message. I'll be glad to take a peek in case I missed it going live. These boards were fantastic with regards to, I got some RAM. I got, this is 1.4 pounds, so I got 3 pounds of copper out of each one, $3.67 a pound the other day. So $9 worth of copper, a couple of CPUs, and some nice peripheral boards. Now I've been taking these too. These I sell as gold connector pins in the connector. So I have like low, medium, and high grade stuff. Again, kind of new. But a lot of my friends here on TikTok and a lot of my subscribers really are into the whole gold refining thing. And, you know, if I can help them find stuff, it's like being the middle person, you know. They see what I do with it, and they make me an offer to see if I have something they'd like. And if I do, great. If not, you know, I have plenty of other places to sell it. So again, this is another peripheral high-grade board. I have gold flashing. I have some chips. That grades as high-grade peripheral. Got about 10 pounds of those. Yeah, the RAM stick sells really well. I mean, I literally, and I really kid you not, Patrick. I put the RAM up, and it literally sells within 2 minutes of me putting it up. Sketch the Alien came down and bought some from me. Southern Scrapper has bought some from me. Quite a few of my friends here on the channel have been really taking a look and working with me on negotiating out some prices to buy some stuff. That's kind of new. I'm a musician by trade. I have a music school. Jessie, did I just see your name go by? Jessie's my niece. So these boards in and of themselves are halfway decent. Let me just grab one real quick here. It's a pain in the neck not having my other screwdriver. So you can see there's a tremendous amount of value on the board itself. This is a dual socket, and it was a metal socket. It's a dual metal socket server motherboard. Again, I've got gold here. Just a little bit easier. I've already got this one apart, so instead of sitting here watching me fiddle with screws. 0082, welcome. Yeah, RimStick sold really, really well. And this is, it's 4 gigabytes, but it's chunky on both sides, and this is what people who refine gold look for. They don't care for the ones with the CPU chips inside, like this. But I mean, right now I'm selling it for $34 a pound. There's 3 or 4 online refiners that I like to keep an eye on their price. What did I sell this week? Let's see. I sold, oh God, I can't keep RAM in the store. I tell you, I could make a living just selling RAM sticks. I've got, I'm going to try and finish these today because I want to make up boxes. So, and I know a lot of you have seen these, and I'm sorry for the redundancy, but I'm trying to get these done. So I've got a bunch of other things outside to do tomorrow. I'm hoping to find some iCore chips. This comes out really, really easy. Just get yourself a pair of flush pliers like this. Dig in. This comes right out. And I'm not hurting myself at all by taking a little bit off this board. Matter of fact, I'm doing myself a favor. First of all, it doesn't weigh very much, but the buyer is going to buy this. One second, guys. I gotta get my my sort bucket here. Otherwise, I have little flecks of gold everywhere. These are very good gold pins. And I'm actually starting another bucket here because I sold the bucket I had yesterday. You know, gold refining is just not for this gal. No, thank you. We got little kids that come in and out of the house too. My nephew has little ones, and you know, I need a place to sell some motherboards and RAM. Thomas, are you here in the States? I can probably pop you off a couple of suggestions. I don't have anybody locally, which is kind of it's not that I don't. They don't pay as well locally. They basically buy it for me and ship it to. Have you looked into Board Sort at all, Thomas? They're the best. Shipping's a real pain in the keister, but their pricing is really good enough that if you do it carefully, you can parcel out your stuff. Watch some of their videos. They'll show you how they like everything cleaned and graded. Hi, David. Board Sort. You're in Rhode Island, Thomas? I'm in Connecticut. I'm not too far from you. Yeah, lately I've been sending everything to Board Sort. I am looking to see if I think what's going to happen, and those of you who've been following me have been watching this for a bit. I think you're going to see more scrapyards getting into. It's boardsort.com, Thomas. I think you're going to see more scrapyards getting in to e-waste recovery and buying boards and stuff. I think it's going to be harder to get precious metals. And I think it's going to be harder to get the material to make these boards. I think they're going to go up and price it up in value. I actually trained a scrapyard how to do e-scrap. He's got quite a good business going for himself. And he was right down the street. That was amazing. Talk about good times for me. It was awesome. But we parted ways. You can also just, you can Google who buys e-scrap near me. You know who you might try calling, Thomas? Try calling, he's on eBay as Protect Earth. He's in Coventry. I think it's OEM Recycling. He does this stuff too, but he might be able to give you an idea where to sell them. And I buy a lot of my stuff from him. I buy pallets of servers from him. They're very, very good. He subscribes to my channel. Very nice people there. I've been dealing with them for almost 15 years. Just really good people. And they're true recyclers. I got a tour of the company the last time I was down. I hadn't been down in a while because of COVID and stuff. And my mom was sick. I couldn't get away. But, boy, I was just blown away by the warehouse the other day. I would also say go online and say who buys e-scraps near me. I would just Google it and see what you can find. I'm always doing that. I think there's going to be more refineries out there. I think there's going to be a lot more places that do what Board Sort does. They've been doing it the longest. I mean, I like them. And Shark Scrapper says there's a place in Texas he's been working with. Based Australia and New Zealand, and I can't remember what it's called though. Complete and total brain hiccup on that. But he's been working with them. I mean, he sells it by the Gaylord box. So the biggest problem, of course, is shipping. That's always going to be the problem. I'm actually hanging on to a lot of stuff. The really old boards and really high quality stuff. I've got those put aside. I think e-scrap is going to get more and more expensive. And I think more and more yards are going to get into it. Most of the yards are like middle people. They'll buy it from you for half of what it's worth and then they'll resell it. And you got to shop around. Hi, Sledgehammer. Yeah, there's a lot of people who do refining here on TikTok. There's Odin and Friends, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Southern Scrapper. Tons of people who do gold refining. And again, just hashtag gold refining, you'll find plenty. But yeah, I'm always looking. I'd like not that to ship it to Ohio. I'm actually in the process this week of going down and talking to FedEx and see if I can do something with freight shipping so I can ship more at once. I'm not terribly pleased with UPS at the moment. They charge you $65 if you go over 50 pounds. Now, mind you, I'm somebody who ships a lot of stuff every week. I keep it moving because I don't want the mess in the house. And, it gives me, I gear for a paycheck every Saturday when I send this stuff out. I have a nice, I'm retired. It's nice to have a paycheck come in on Saturdays. And as you see, by the way, this is very easy to pick off. You don't have to tug and pull. You can heat this a little bit if you need to. These particular boards, it just comes off really easily. Usually. Anyway. Does anybody know the name of the refiner in Texas? I think it begins with a T, and they were based in Australia and New Zealand, and they've just opened up here in the States. Somebody else said there was a place in Nashua, New Hampshire. I haven't found it yet. That's driving distance for me. So you just gotta look, and I think you're gonna find more. There's like I said, I'm very content with what I've been doing. They're very good. All right, so that cleans up nice and easy. Boom, boom. Gold flashing here. The back of these boards are not really great for the home gamer per se. These boards, the value is what's inside. This board, it's like 1990s. I think I found the date on it. I looked it up. I know the IBM boards were 1990. I'm not sure what these are. They're pre-2020, and those are always higher in gold value. These are tantalum capacitors. You can actually nip those off. They sell by the pound. Really easy to get off. Tantalum is going up in price. These are black tantalum capacitors. These are yellow. Those are something you can keep for yourself. You're not going to get in trouble with your buyer. This part of the board is good. This part of the board is good. But there's a lot of waste with these server boards. This is, there's just a lot of wasted weight. So things like this, I'm better off selling to a board buyer. I've got to get this off too, but this is messy and it takes forever. So yeah, these have been very, very good for us. We did well. Angry Bob Mechanic. Welcome. Hi, Jerry. Oh, wow. Sounds like fun, Chuck. I have 50 old PCs and laptops. I want to get started in doing this. Plenty of people on YouTube and TikTok who could guide you through that. I learned a lot from watching E-Waste Ben. He's an Australian guy. He was really also one of the first to get into this whole thing. He's been at it for 9 or 10 years. Shark Scrapper is good. There's tons of people. I mean, I watch other people do this, Oh, Scrapping Irish does a lot with gold refining too. And he's usually live on Sundays? Sunday afternoon. It would be 3 o'clock my time. Shark Scrapper goes on at 2 o'clock. And then they kind of do a joint venture. He does a lot with gold and refining. And he knows what he's doing too. So, oh yeah, Phil's Gold in the Philippines. He's subscribed to my channel. What an absolute gentleman. They are so nice. Yes, thank you. I'm having as good a day as I possibly can. I did get the lawn cut, but boy, it has rained. I have never seen so much rain as I have this year. It's going to be one of those summers, I guess. That's okay. I'll hang out with you guys today. Yeah. Look at that. There's gold in them hills. Yeah, Phil's Gold is really good for that too. And I'm sorry, I don't mean to jump around. I try to answer the questions as I see them go by. I'm going to pull these real quick and finish this board up. I've got a bunch of Dell Power Edge servers outside. They're the T, whatever they are, like the economy line, not the big, heavy, clunky ones. They are not my favorite thing to scrap. I find them not to have a lot of stuff in them. I hope the weather gets nice. It's supposed to be nice Monday and Tuesday and then rain all weekend again. Unbelievable. I feel bad for the seasonal vendors, like the people who depend on the beach and stuff. Hi, Motor. I am working on Dell Blade servers. Quite a good bunch of value. We got 2 pieces of nice #1 copper. Got some RAM. I'm digging for gold. And yeah, these are pretty good. Trying to scrap out the last of these. I think I've got maybe 10 left, and then I've got a pallet of IBM servers coming in. Same thing, just made by IBM. Those were unbelievable. I have those up on a video from 2 days ago. What do I do with the CPUs? I sell them to BoardSort. The pinned ones I have up on my eBay store, and the pinless ones like come out of this. I just sell to BoardSort. Nobody really wants them. This might be an exception to the rule. This one I haven't figured out what to do with. I hate to think of just selling it as scrap. The trouble with pinless CPUs is nobody wants them. There's very little gold recovery. But boy, look at the quality of the gold on this one. It's not pin though; it's just flashed. This came out of that night. Look at, isn't it pretty? This came out of a 1990 IBM blade server like this. Only it was made by IBM. I've got 7 of these. And I've got 40 more of those servers coming in. I'll have 47 of them by the time I'm done. Those I actually am putting aside. Aren't they pretty? I mean, it just, the weight, the value is the copper, but there's no pins. But I don't know. I'm waiting for somebody who knows more about gold recovery than I do to weigh in on these. These are, maybe, I can't remember what, I know there's a channel on here that deals with CPUs. Maybe they know. This is a 001 BMLT00 made by IBM back in the day. These are pinless CPUs. The only pin CPUs you might still find, in my opinion, I believe sometimes you'll find them on AMD boards. Those are usually really good. And the pin CPUs are good for people who refine gold. These pinless ones, honest to God, guys, there's no resale on them. Believe me, I've tried. Oh yeah, you're right. Scrooge McDuck likes to collect all kinds of oddities. You're right. Like this is a Xeon chip. It's pinless. There's no pins here. Very little in the way of gold recovery here. I've tried to resell them. Nobody wants them. So those I just send off to BoardSort. Yeah, those are really pretty. They're going to go in my shadow boxes. I have to take these brackets off because there's a metal plate under here, and I can't get the metal plate off without taking off these brackets here. So you got to get the metal plates off. Otherwise, you can't get the board freed. Hello, Charles. Guys, if you like what we're doing, I usually go live on Sunday mornings early. I don't. My problem with tomorrow, well, the only thing I've got really to scrap are those Dell T whatever the heck they are servers, and they're really not great. They're really like a glorified, they look like glorified PCs. I don't know if they're content worthy, but we'll see. I did get out and get the grass cut. Thank God, my lawn looked like a jungle out there. What generation of I'm sorry, David. I don't quite understand your question. Are you talking about this thing? These were from servers that were from the 1990s. These were IBM servers. They're blade servers like the ones I'm working on. They're made by IBM. Those, even the boards on those were amazing. The older, the more gold. Yeah, finished pulling these. This is a little boring. I'm sorry, guys. I don't mean to bore you. Ask questions. Oh, this here? This is, this, David, is a Dell PowerEdge M620 blade server. I don't know the exact date on these. Just judging from the condition of it, though, it's going to be pre-2020. based on the board and the amount of gold recovery. Actually, you know what? The Xeon chip might have a date. Let me look. I could Google Lens it, I guess, but let me get this chip off and then see if there's a date on it. Sometimes there's a date on there, sometimes there's a date on the board. I don't know the exact date on this one, and I'm sorry, I should. Let me see if there's anything here. Windows Server R2 standard for CPU 5CT. Assembled in the USA, Dell, HAB. There's not a date on it though. Everything but. Windows Servers 2008. So I'm going to go with 2008 for the date on this. Ish. You know, I don't always know because I buy them in bulk, so I know around the dates that I will purchase units from. I don't buy these really, the new ones. Hi Carolyn, how are you? Yeah, I'm looking. Let me look on the CPU and see if I can get a date for you. I had the date, I don't remember. That's as simple as that. I just don't remember what the date on these were. Well, the Xeon is an E52689. I think that's 1990s, if that helps you answer at all. Oh, wow. Electronics for 17 years. Welcome, Glam Shop. Thanks for the, Yes, you're right. Exactly. They're just not. The only chips like this that seem to be worth anything are the iCores. Now those you got to watch out for. It'll have instead of a straight arm like this, it kind of has an S bent arm. They sell for pretty good money. 5, 6, and 7, and 9 will sell. Anything older than that, nope, just scrap. All right, I have to take these off. Without my power tools, those will take me a long time. Let me finish fishing the gold off here, and I want to see if I have anything else different to scrap for you today. It's actually gotten warm. It seems like the sun may try and make an appearance. Boy, we had wind here. I was like expecting not to wake up in Kansas anymore. Some really bad weather. Some folks really got damaged and hurt by tornadoes. God bless them all. God help them. Some pretty gnarly weather as of late, huh? Yeah, I would say 2012 to 2014. I would agree with that date, David. Sometimes when I get the boards off, I can actually find the date. A lot of good peripheral cards in these too. I get 3 or 4 cards off of each one, and peripheral cards are really good for gold recovery, guys. There's chips, there's gold. A lot better than the board itself, and cheaper to ship and cheaper to buy. And let me show you real quick. These are some of the boards I got out of these. I did take the gold, but this is good for gold recovery. Certainly cheaper than buying something like the whole board where there's so much waste. But these peripheral cards are really good for those of you who are into gold refining. PCI cards are really good for gold refining, and of course we all know RAM is amazing for gold recovery. Yeah, I would say, David, you're right. Between 2012 and 2014 on this guy. There's like I said, they say the older servers are better for gold recovery. Servers, if you're buying it to recover gold from, there's an awful lot of waste. This is waste, and if you're buying it by the pound, kind of a pain in the neck. This is my first pot of gold, but it's actually about my 5th. I've sold the other 4. I've also met a lot of really cool people. I have a music store in Shelton, so a lot of times, people who want to come and buy stuff from me, They'll come meet me out at my music school, and I'll catch up with them there. Okay. All right. I'm going to put this over here. And again, this is the board after I cleaned it off. I probably will go after these gold pins here. I'll take the tantalum capacitors off, and I have to leave the chip on, otherwise my buyer will be very unhappy with me, and I don't want that. So those are the Dell blade servers. As I said, this is the last of them. I've only got a couple more to go. Let me grab one more that we can do from top to bottom, and then we can call it an afternoon. I'm ready for some suds here. And just give me one more to get out of the box. One of the things I like to do is I like to show you some of these different things in case you get a chance to buy some E-scrap. I don't want you to overpay. Just grab this real quick. I can show you. When you're looking to buy these, oh, thank you, Thomas Michael. You're so kind. I don't think I'm great, but thank you for the compliment. You're making my day. I'm a teacher. I've always been a teacher. I've taught my entire life. I spent 40 years teaching music in the public schools. I spent my younger days teaching swimming for the YMCA, and of course always taught music. But I enjoy it. I like people. And I'll tell you, I have met some great people doing this whole TikTok and YouTube thing. My family, the 30-year-olds, my niece and my two nephews, who I'm very close to, they convinced me to start doing TikTok live. I was like, I am not doing TikTok. I'll do YouTube, and that's it, because it's instructional. Next thing I know, my TikTok channel has just blown up. It's just been unbelievable. I've never seen anything like this. The boys and I had gone out to lunch one day, and they've been on me about TikTok for a month. Hi, Captain Coolidge, welcome. Danny, welcome. Yeah, long story made short, my house was a mess because we had gone out for lunch and I hadn't even gotten the dishes put away, and they were like, let's go to lunch. And I'm like, okay, the housework I'll keep. So they followed me home. They came in and they decided I was doing a live on TikTok. I had dishes everywhere. My groceries weren't put away. And they sat in the living room and made me do a TikTok live. The damn thing took off. And here I am. YouTube channel's been slow though. That's only got about 200 and change on it. But the TikTok thing has been unbelievable. I love the live chat. I mean, really, how cool is this? You can take your phone, open your phone, go live, and next thing you know, you're talking to people from all over the world. Now, how cool is that? So anyway, when I purchased these, I kind of did an assessment of what was inside. I was hoping these were Bear Bright, and they, as it turns out, they are. You take a hammer, and you can just take a hammer and a punch and just knock those out, and they are Bear Bright. I went to the scrapyard and I opened them with the scale boss and showed him why they were Bear Bright, and I won that argument. So out of these 40 some odd servers, I got 80, almost 90 pounds of Bear Bright copper. I cashed it in the other day. I didn't want to, but most of you know I had a flood Mother's Day weekend, and I've decided to go. Most of you also know I just spent, I don't know how long, getting my kitchen repainted and fixing my cabinets. Well, when I had the flood, it ruined the base cabinets. So I've got to raise some funds, and I'm going to put in, I think I'm just going to put in new base cabinets and see if I can find something to match. I've done so much work on it. So I've got to raise some funds real quick. Of course, I also just went out and bought a $2,500 pallet of e-scrap. Haha. Wait till you see those, guys. Oh my god. Check out my video from a couple of days ago about the IBM Blade servers. I just bought a pallet of those. Bought 150 of them. I think I'll be busy for a while. But the copper recovery, I already know is going to be good. The board itself only weighs about a pound. Dual socket motherboards, I think, are $3.49 a pound right now. Dual metal socket. So there's not a lot of scrap value as far as the board goes. The money was in the RAM. And before I paid for them, I actually went and I randomly pulled a dozen off, and they all are full of RAM. So I'll get RAM. I'll get copper, and I'll get beautiful boards that are rich in gold-bearing material. Check out the video from a couple of days ago. But my point being, know before you go. Know what's in there. Do a price check for yourself, and is it going to be worth it? I've got 2 IT people I work with, and I have a nice working relationship with them. And when they get something in that they can't fix and they can't resell, they give me a holler, and because they know I'm going to destroy the hard drives and stuff. So you're going to grow your relationships with IT people. There's a couple people I work with locally. I am slowing down a little bit. I turned 65 this year, and trying to get the house ready to maybe go on the market in about 3 years. But I am slowing down just a little bit. Got the music school up for sale. And, I'm tired. It was a long 12 years taking care of Mommy. And I'd like to do some traveling. So, anyway, I digress. I got into e-scrapping over COVID because I needed something to do from home so I could take care of my mom. And it just blew up, It's just been amazing. And it helps me now because in the morning, the music school is really slow. It gives me an extra income. And this is something I'll be able to continue to do when I do sell the music school. So, yeah, it's been quite the trip. Okay, so this backplane board is where the hard drives would have gone. Again, we already know there's nice gold under here. Well, we don't know, but we're pretty sure. Now, you guys are great. My subscribers are great. My people I hang out with and talk to are great. A lot of fun. Yeah, so that was at a random Sunday afternoon after lunch. We launched our TikTok. Just like that. Like I said, I usually go on Sunday mornings. I just don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. The weather's been so lousy, and I have so much yard work to do. And again, these are very easy to pull. I know they're going to be gold. Because this has to come off, by the way, before I sell it. I'll take that plastic off. But, yeah. Hi, Boots. Wow, a lot of people joining in here. Thank you. And they pull off just like that. Gold flashing underneath. Nice backplane board. Be sold as is. And, look at that. Ooh, my hands are dirty. All right. So let's keep digging. So here's 2 peripheral boards. I'll get 2 CPUs, 2 coppers, and we got some RAM sticks. Takes about 30 of these to make a pound, give or take. I should have 3 or 4. Hi, Mia. Yes, I do sell the RAM stick. I don't know. It just went through R750s. Yes, for a home lab. They're very good. As a dentist, I think about stealing gold teeth all the time. Don't laugh. When my father passed away, they asked me if I wanted to pull his gold teeth. I'm like, no. Why would I ever do such a thing? Well, some people, what's that? I said, Daddy can keep his teeth. You know, he had that smile with the like the one gold tooth that would just glint. Guys are hilarious. Oh my god. Well, I pull gold teeth all the time too, but I pull them out of computers now. Carolyn and Mia Rossi are having a nice little conversation there. That's nice. That's cool too. Mia's been with me since I started, and Carolyn joined a couple months ago. So yeah, it's fun. Really is fun. A lot of fun. A lot of work though. But you know, you gotta be so on your A game. You gotta answer questions. You have to. You have to answer questions and welcome new people into the chat and make sure that you know what you're doing on the video. If you're not a good multitasker, yeah. So again, I've got to clean the thermal paste. These we already know are Bear Brite copper because we took them apart. There was no aluminum in between. That's the difference between this going as number 1 and number 2. Number 2, I would have to... you'd see aluminum paste in here. I'd pull off the fins and I would find that there's aluminum underneath. That would have to go as number 2. But this is going to be Bear Brite all day. We already know that because I went to the scrapyard and had a major discussion with them. This one I know, this is aluminum. I got to check the base though. It's very heavy, so I have to grind and see if it's copper. It could be stainless steel. So I've got thousands of freaking heat sinks downstairs to process, and yeah, I do too, Carolyn and Mia. I love seeing my buddies in the live chats. Yeah, me too. But I got a potload of freaking heat sinks to process. I think I'm going to sell all of the number 2 copper. I'm going to sell on Monday, I think. But I've got to go through them and I've got to check. The aluminum stainless just goes in with dirty aluminum. Copper aluminum heat sinks like this, you're going to get 20 cents a pound. But I'm going to pull these fins and then I'll sell this as a nice 2 or 3 pound of number 2 copper. I got the other day, even for number 2 copper, I got $3.47. That was on Friday, I think. Yeah, I'm not sure, Sledgehammer. You're probably right because it's got aluminum on top. Again, I'm just going to hit it with the grinder real quick to double check. $3.47 for number 2 copper the day before yesterday. And $3.67 for Bear Brite. It was, down a little bit, but again, I had to raise some more money to, because I had to put a down payment on the pallet, plus now I've got to get the cabinets in the bathroom redone, which I didn't expect. And this time of year gets busy with the music business, called all of my, I do right. But I get busy this time of year because I have to clean all the rentals. And so I got to get ready. I'll be picking them up over the next couple of weeks from the school. So if you don't see me, it isn't that I don't love you. It's just that this time of year I have to focus on doing that, so that I'm ready for September. I really hope the sun comes out. I have a new patio awning that's supposed to be installed. They haven't been able to come. And I desperately need to get that done because I need a place to put my stuff outside, you know. Can't complain though, it's going well. Thank you, Drew Ray. I got the grass cut and got quite a bit done. I got all my shipping is all packed. My stuff is all ready. To go into board sort, and I should clean out the last of these Dell blade servers today. I forgot about staples. I can go ship tomorrow. That'll be really good. And again, this is a Dell Xeon chip. It's a pinless CPU, not worth so much money. Board sort buys them by the pound, and that's what I do with those. Hi, Loki. Welcome. JM, welcome. All right. Just out of interest, guys, in the comments, let me know if there are anything computer-wise that you would like to see me scrap or talk about. I am always on the lookout for new content. I don't do micro scrapping. I leave that for Patrick, and for scrap it all. I don't. Well, for me, it's just this is what I do. My comfort level is doing computers and servers. I've also got a lot of schools because of my music rental business that I'm going to see. And I meant to say that before when the dentist said he has an R720 in his office that he uses. I think you're gonna see a ton of e-scrap come through in the next couple of weeks and months when the schools close up for the summer, because Windows is not going to support Windows 10 anymore. They're going to support whatever the new one is. So in other words, if you're running Windows 10 and you have Windows equipment, it'll run, but if something breaks, there's no update, there's no fix. We're all kind of screwed. So I think the schools are going to really be scrambling over the winter break to summer break, not winter. Winter break. It's winter in Australia right now. They're going to be scrambling, so I think there's going to be a lot of e-waste out there. And that was the other thing I was starting to say. If you can establish a relationship with an IT person and, assure them that you'll destroy the hard drives and the data, you might be able to pick up some e-scrap. Those servers I picked up about a month ago from the IT guy, I had to sign a certificate of destruction, and I had to send him serial numbers and literally show him that I destroyed all the servers. But that bet should actually come from a hospital, so that had to be destroyed. That's what I think I'm having all this trouble with these. So this is a peripheral card. It's borderline low. I'll knock the aluminum off. Oops. Knock the gold pins off. I wasn't going to, but I'll just knock the aluminum off. It's borderline high, borderline low, but it's got some chips. It's got gold left on it. There's gold fingers here. And it's got a lot of gold pins here. So I'll throw that in with peripheral high grades. It's pretty densely populated, and it's got some good chips for the buyer. As I said, that one's borderline. Yes, I got some good peripheral cards out of these too. These were I would say they were profitable. Definitely from the aspect of RAM and stuff. Stephen, I take the boards apart. I take the boards off the hard drives, and I sell them to an R2 certified recycler who will buy them at a fair price, but he has a license he has to destroy everything that comes through. And the same thing is true with the platters and the case that the hard drive goes in. I sell those as well. I sell them to a certified recycler, so when I sell him this, I'm going to get these gold pins off, by the way. The gold pins are on the hard drive. When I sell him this, I've already taken the board off. The board is going to a certified recycler, and this is going to a certified recycler. He has to destroy it, so I don't really have to worry about it. I don't resell hard drives. I never have, and I never will. Yes, they do. CD boards sell really well, but I have to, like I said, with CD boards, I always sell those to a certified recycler. I don't want to be responsible for a data breach. Can you imagine having done such a thing? No, thank you. Where's my rubbish bin? Alright guys, I am going to sign off. I know it's a little bit of a short little bit of a short life, but I was thinking of you. I wanted to pop in and say hello. That's another peripheral high-grade board. I never used to do this. I never used to nip things off, but those are good gold connector ends. I'll sell those by the pound too. See, now I have boxes. That was the other thing too. Buying all these, I have boxes of material. I have peripheral high-grade boards to sell. I have I had RAM to sell, but I think it's all sold. Backplane boards I have up for sale. And a lot of really good gold bearing material. So the other thing too is if you have a channel or you have some videos up, buyers like to see that or so do sellers, because they like to see you, just dismantle the computer. They want to know that if they're giving you a computer, you're not just going to fix it and resell it, unless you wipe it first. So, yeah. Gold is addicting. You're not kidding. Yep, free gold. And it doesn't really hurt me to nip something like that off, because there's still... Yeah, where did I chuck it? I chucked it somewhere. It's over there with its friends. That's still a good high-grade peripheral board. There's plenty of chips here. There's gold under here. Plenty of gold here. So I can still, even though I nipped the chips, even though I nipped the gold connector off, it's still a good board. I'm still going to get paid fairly for it, and it's still a fair sale. There's not a ton of money in these things, so you gotta, I do a lot more micro scrapping than I used to. Same name of your store. It is CT Band Instruments. It's on eBay. I am working on the website, thecomputerscrapper.com. Yes, I actually own that domain, and that's amazing. I'm working on that. It's going to take me an awful long time to get up. So in the meantime, I just have everything up on eBay. You can always reach me through the messages to tell me if there's something you're interested in. I'm always going to hook up my subscribers. If you look Sledgehammer on the picture posts, there should be at least one or two pictures of the store there with some things I'm selling. You could always look up the store that way. Or I think if you search eScrap, I think you'll find me. Somebody suggested that I should change the name of the store to D-Scraps eScraps on eBay. What was it we said? D-Scraps sells eScraps on eBay. Hey, anything to make a buck, Or two. I eventually hope to pass this on to my nephew. He's very, very good with his hands. Right now he's got two little girls. One a little bit older and two littles. And I could see him taking this over for me when I actually do retire, if I actually retire anytime soon. Somebody on the internet 3, welcome aboard. Yeah, I'm working with, like I said, my Ryobi. These were on sale, but they had a good sale on these, and I'm kicking myself. They had one screwdriver and 2 batteries for $79. But when you use them as much as I do, yeah, you gotta have quite a few on hand, huh? I'm gonna finish this up with you guys, and then honestly, I'm gonna go get a beer. I got the grass cut, got my video up, I got most of my stuff packed up to go to board sort, and it's been a good day, I'd say. What about eBay, OAF? Or what about board sort? Board sort's at $32 a pound right now for RAM. Put it on eBay. That's what I do. eBay's a great place to get e-scrap. Just find somebody who's near you, and So I'll pull these pins out. I'll get these out, and let's see if I can free the board here. Yeah, these just slide out. Here's some more peripheral boards over here. I almost think it's almost symmetrical, I think. So this is another nice peripheral board, and I just pulled one of these off from over here. So it's almost like a symmetrical board, except here. Interesting. But yeah, no, there was some good. I'm going to get the tantalum capacitors out. Those you can sell by the pound. There's a lot of I mean, you can go online and just 66 and 32 gigabytes. That should give you 2 pounds OAF, give or take a little bit. Screwdriver. There we go. So we're going to get this off. Again, this will be a peripheral high-grade board. A lot of chips. There'll be visible gold. And I am going to nip the gold fingers. I never used to, but yeah. I just think e-waste is going to continue going skyrocket. Okay, so this one's got the battery on it. You got to make sure you get that battery off. That's brass, aluminum, and gold connector pin. So I'll clean that up a bit and then just sell that as a peripheral board. There's a chip under here. High grade peripheral. All right. Get the battery off. You can't ship with these batteries in here, guys. Yeah, absolutely, Sledgehammer. You're right in the money. I would wait till Monday and see what the scrap prices go up to. E-scrap prices, especially gold-bearing material, is very subject to what the commodities market is doing. I mean, I see e-scrap prices going higher and higher and higher. I've seen it. I've said it would happen, and I wish I had. I wish I could have kept a lot more of the material than I was able to. But you can't. Otherwise, I'd need a 3-story garage. Hello, Isaiah. Welcome. Yeah, like I said, I've got to get those off. That's just kind of fiddly, and it'll take some time. There's a chip under here. I'll get that piece of gold-bearing material out here. Look at the gold on this board. Is that gold? My verification check. Just to prove I'm me, huh? So I'll get these brackets off. Hopefully my battery will be charged up enough that I can get the rest of this off. And yeah, so look at a lot of gold recovery. The problem with boards like these is the recovery is in the board, not on the board. But I'll grab these tantalums. I'll make sure we get the battery off. I've actually seen buyers, big buyers, send a whole load back because they found a battery on it. I just had that discussion at my scrapyard when I was trying to convince them to sell me some e-scrap the other day. I said, you got to get this stuff off of here or they're going to reject your load. Well, we don't do much e-scrap. I said, well, you won't do any if you don't take the batteries off. They won't buy it from you. So, all right, guys. I'm getting froggy here. So, again, dual metal socket server board. Excellent gold recovery. There would be some merit to cutting this and selling this separately. It is not for me. This is toxic. Copper, dust, and palladium, and everything else. Very bad for you. Aluminum. You don't want to breathe that stuff in. And don't cut it in the house. You can get metal toxicity poisoning. I'll pull these. I'll pull this. And I'll clean this off and get that piece of aluminum here and here. That'll be a nice board. Like I said, a little more cleanup to do, but yeah. All right. My wonderful, wonderful subscribers and friends here on TikTok, I want to wish you is what dangerous? Cutting the boards? Yes, Lewis, extremely. I would never do it. I don't do it. I'm just saying some people would, but no, not me. You'd have to be in a full respirator and a fan hood, and even at that, I don't think it's safe. That's the problem with these server boards. There's just so much, there's so much waste on them. Like if I sold this to somebody who wanted it for gold refining, I can't do anything about this, But there's a lot of good gold here, but I have to get a certain number of dollars a pound, otherwise I lose money. Decisions. Getting e-scrap for free is the best way to do it, guys. If I can get it for free, I can sell it for less. All right, you're very welcome, Mia. Always nice to see you in the chat. Ivan, I'm sorry you just drained and I'm just getting ready to sign off. I will repost this on my YouTube channel, guys, because I did go over the hour. I'll post that up a little bit later tonight, and that way you can go back and refer to it if you'd like. My intention is always to teach. And I should see you tomorrow morning on my regular Sunday morning live. So Scrappy D signing off, wishing everybody Godspeed, good health, well-being, and see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.